What's up, YouTube? Today I got a video for you guys, just talking tips, tricks with the hands, hand placement, movement, just being unpredictable, okay? Because when you're unpredictable, it gives you a better opportunity to win, 100%, okay? Because you don't want the guy to know what's coming. You don't. So the stuff I'm gonna go over today with feints, throwing fake shots, coming up and down with movement, you know, maybe add this into your game and help you become a better fighter. So let's talk about it quick. So hands up, boom, right here, I'm in stance, okay? And you see I'm already doing it. So I'm already just throwing these little feint shots, you know, just because that's just how I am, and that's just, you know, whatever. And you're just right here. So what is that doing? You see this? The guy's got to look at this. He's got to be well aware, because he might think there's a two coming down. He might think I'm here, throwing a jab, okay? But what that's doing is taxing his central nervous system. So later in the fight, he's gonna be more tired, because he's not only physically fighting with you, taking punches, throwing punches, he's thinking more, because he's like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Okay, so we're right here, okay? And this is another one. And I haven't watched it for a while, but I think Crawford was doing this kind of stuff versus Canelo, you know? And we'll talk about that, later, but Crawford was up and down, moving, different angles, different, positions. And Canelo, he was being Canelo. He was predictable, he wasn't doing too much movement like that. And when you don't have that kind of movement and you go against like a real good guy, I mean, he's gonna be able to counter you, or at least he's gonna know how to block your shots when they're coming. And then, he'll have you figured out and timed, and then he'll put his play together. So basically, we got the feint right here, okay? You're right here, up and down, hand movement, my head's moving back and forth, I'm moving my hips, boom, boom, okay? And, I just don't want this guy to know what I'm coming with, So you're right here, okay? So I'm right here, straight two, okay? So I'm right here, left uppercut, straight two, left hook. But it's all getting set up with this hand, okay? All right, so we got that just right here, boom, 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 right there. You got stuff that you can do like that, right? So that's like the first one. Another one you can do, right? You're here, you're moving. I'm dropping my level down. I'm dropping my level way down, okay? Because he's not gonna punch down on me. But let's say I'm dropping my level down and I sneak a right hand up there. Could land, maybe not, but still, it's being unpredictable. You're not giving that guy any breathing room physically or mentally, okay, with the movement, okay? He's like, what is this guy doing? Okay, up and down, hands, boom, right here, okay? And then another one you can do, so you're here, I'm right here, see? Boom, jab, right here, right hand, you see? Just this little movement right here is, guys don't like that shit. So like, what the fuck is he gonna do with this? And then you just come down with a straight two, okay? So you're right here, you boom, boom, jab, okay? And you wanna throw more than one shot, 3 to 5 shots in my opinion, but you're here, boom, 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 boom. But it's all set up from this, boom, 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 You just never wanna show them what you got. And another thing we can do, so we can go fake right uppercut right there, see? So let's say you're selling the right uppercut, but you're not really throwing it, because you're just already loading up your left hook. So it's here. You see what I'm saying? Or you throw but you gotta sell it. You sell it, boom, right there, sell it. And then you're back, okay? You can do that with any punch, really. So you're gonna have to figure that out and play around with it. But I'm telling you, that works, okay? So you got that, you got the movement, up and down, head placement. You're just sometimes just throwing those little feint jabs right here, and then something behind it too. That's another good one. Just slow jab, then come with something, okay? But you're just always being different. And in my opinion, that's the best way to win the fight. Being unpredictable with all your movements, all your shots, your hand placement, your positioning at all time, and your movement, okay? But I'm telling you, start working on this, okay? Start working on this. Just make sure, you stick to your defensive standards right here. You don't want to get hit, but when you do that, man, it will help your game 100%. 100%. So, yeah, I think that's all I got. So just work on that, work on being unpredictable, not predictable, and you know, it will set some shit up, 100%. Much love, guys. Peace.